Hi, friend. So, something that's interesting about Lord of the Rings is like when you think of like somebody being a hero, you often think of somebody that's strong, right? Somebody that's tall, that's strong, muscular, like really can fight the enemy or whatever, right? That's what you would think. But the people, the heroes in Lord of the Rings that actually bring the ring through are hobbits. They don't have any of those characteristics. They're like small people. They're not super strong. Like, they're brave. They're very brave. But they're not very tall people or anything. But Frodo is a small guy, like, I think 3.2 feet or something. So very, very little people. He is the one that actually brings the ring to the final destination, to Mordor, and like throws it in the fire. It's interesting, like that. The smallest of all of them will save everybody, and that's actually a biblical principle too. If you look at it, the least of those will be the greatest, right? And then also, when you look at it, which people did God choose? Like, he didn't choose the ones that were like the top of the notch. Like, look at David. Like, he was the youngest one. Like, everybody would think he's choosing like the oldest one or whatever. Like, whatever in that society was like kind of like the ones that really looked up to and be like, oh, okay, this is like the people we want. But no, like, they chose the ones that are, you know, not necessarily the strongest, not necessarily exactly what you imagine for like the hero to be, right? So when I look again at the Lord of the Rings and the Bible, I see choices being made where sometimes the smallest one will be the greatest one. So I want to encourage you with that. It doesn't mean how strong you are, how tall you are, how smart you are, or whatever. If God calls you for something, you're not too small for it. Okay? Don't forget that. You might be called for something that you think it's impossible for you to do. But God knows you better than you are. And God often doesn't use like the strongest and whatever. He uses the one that depend on him. Like Frodo brought the ring to Mordor and threw it in that mountain. Like David beat the giant Goliath. David was little, Goliath was huge. So can you step up in the role that God calls you in. And you're not too small, you're not too insignificant, you're important. And God calls you in that role. So step into it and make a difference. Have a blessed week. Bye.